Hello, welcome to Learn to Play Guitar Online live. So we're going to give you guys a second to get in here. How are you feeling, Kayla?
Good.
About this?
Good.
I gave Kayla an assignment here, so this would be very interesting to see how this plays out. It'll be good though. So how's that 6/8 pattern going for you?
Good.
No, I don't know if I tuned, so I'm going to tune real quick while people get on. Once you pop on, let us know you're here. We're going to get started very soon. That E is right in tune. A, D is in tune. G was a little high.
Sharp.
Or sharp. Sharp, high, same thing. B. And then E. All right. All right. Welcome. We're going to get started here very shortly, and then you guys can join us. So if you are here, you can let us know. Drop a comment. Hey, Rhonda's here. That's awesome. Good to have you here, Rhonda. How are your fingers feeling this week? How are your fingers feeling this week?
Okay.
No, you were telling me earlier. Tell Rhonda how your fingers are feeling.
They hurt.
They hurt. Yeah. Your fingers may hurt a little still, which is all good. I mean, that's part of the learning process. Sometimes it's a little painful when you learn. Let me scooch back a little bit.
Don't run over Brody.
Our dog is here on the floor right behind us. So there, can you see Brody right there? So Rhonda, yeah, getting a bit tougher, but still hurts a bit. That's totally normal. It should, if you're spending time doing it, it's actually going to feel a little bit. It's going to feel a little bit better as time goes. So that's a really good thing. All right. Well, we're going to jump in here, and others are going to join in here. It might be slim pickings. We're on 5, and they've been dropping like flies. So no, not really. I looked at the views, and people are actually seeing the videos later, which is great. So, all right, we're going to get started. So real quick, we're just going to review, and here's how we're going to review. It's a little bit different. I'm going to let the student be the teacher here for a little bit, and I'm going to ask Kayla if she can kind of just share with us what she's learned so far on the guitar. And this is not going to be in sequential order or anything. So why don't you... What are some things that we've kind of learned so far, sessions 1 through 4?
Well, the first session we learned E minor.
Yep, come a little closer so you can see your fingers there. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Just like E minor.
Yeah, we learned E minor.
The A sus2.
A sus2.
And then we learned the thing where we go like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That. And then is that all we learned? And the pattern, like just like strumming down.
Yep. Strumming patterns.
Like no, the down, whatever. And then session 2, we learned. I forgot.
That's all right. Just you can talk about any of the sessions. What are some of the other chords that we learned?
Okay. Well, we learned this is A.
A. Yep. A major.
And then we learned the E.
E, that's right.
And then the G.
G, yep.
The D.
D, that's right.
C2.
It's like a C2.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the modern fingering of the C.
And then, is that all? Yeah. Oh, that last week we learned the F.
F, which is a hard chord to play.
And then we also learned the 6/8 time.
6/8 time.
Yeah, which I'm not going to demonstrate.
You're not going to demonstrate? No. That's all right.
And then we learned that song. I'm not going to sing.
You're not going to sing it? Oh, that's okay. So, and then do you remember there's a D minor chord. Do you remember the D minor? We learned that last time.
No.
Remember the D minor?
What's a D minor.
That kind of looks like this right there.
Oh.
It's like a D, but
Yeah, I was holding
move that down. Right there. That was the D minor chord. Hey, look, Max. Max is here. Welcome, Max. Good to have you here. Do you see who?
Oh.
It's a family member. That's awesome. Good to have you here, Max. Max actually, he plays classical guitar very well already. So it's you probably are probably advanced beyond session 5 here, but we're going to find out. So, okay. So here's what I want to. Oh, and then remember last week we learned the pentatonic scale.
Oh yeah.
Pentatonic scale. All right, that's the pentatonic scale, and we added one note to that. So that's going to be important for us as we learn our stuff for today. And I think you got everything. And you remember the Revelation song that we learned?
That's what I was saying.
Oh, that's what it was. The 4 chords: D, A minor, G, C.
G C?
Mm-hmm. G, C.
No.
Oh, it was C, G. I made that same mistake last time. So hopefully, and all of these notes are going to be at the same link. And so the link that I shared last week, it has all of the chords that we've covered so far. It has the pentatonic scale on there. It has the music for Revelation song with the correct chords, and some other tips there. And so here's where we're going today. Okay. So in a nutshell, I'm going to walk you through a new style of chords that are very different than what we've learned so far, okay? And they're actually easier than the ones that we learned before. The reason that we're doing this is because this is actually the more fun style of playing that some people love doing. So we're going to learn some of these unique chords. I'm going to reveal that to you in a second, and some rhythms that go with that. We also have another life lesson today. So, hey, Cindy. Good to have you here, Cindy. So we're going to do the life lesson, and then I'm going to show you a 2-octave pentatonic scale. So we've already learned 1 octave from last week, but we're going to do 2 octaves this week, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the 12-bar blues this week. So it's kind of a lot, and again, we're going to give this really fast to you because you can always come back to this video and fast forward it. So, all right. Here we go. We're going to launch into a brand new way of learning chords. So all of the chords so far that we've learned, like G, like D, wow, I'm really out of tune. Give me a second. I should have done this in advance. I thought I already tuned. Much better. That's weird. It's still a little out. My intonation is out. Well, Kayla's like, it's fine. Just move on. Okay. So these chords that I'm going to teach you are called power chords. And the way power chords are shaped and done is super easy, okay? So first, let me teach you a super easy way of doing this and why it works. Let me demonstrate first, okay? Basically, a power chord is just 3 notes, and we're going to use just our bottom 3 strings here, or top, depending on how you classify these. But it's the thickest strings. And we're going to take 2 fingers, and you'll have to bear with me. You're going to use your ring finger and your pinky. So these 2 fingers are going to go right here. Okay, so it's kind of like an A sus. Remember an A sus? We played like this. It's like that, you know, before I taught you these fingers, but we're actually shifting to these. And then just bring that back to where it'd be like an E minor. Okay? So I want you to play that E minor chord, but using these 2 fingers. And it should be like this. Just 3 notes. All right, go ahead and try that for me. That's it.
Please don't do that.
That's it, okay? Now, this is what power chords do. You'll notice that my index finger is free. See this guy here? Now my middle finger is not doing anything either. Let me just tuck the middle finger, just let it float right here for a second. But this index finger, you'll notice that this bottom string is actually being held by this nut right here. So it's like if I wanted to play this chord further up the neck, what I have to do is I have to act like my finger is where the nut is at, and I'm going to slide it up. Now we're going to slide it all the way. I'm going to take my index finger, and I'm going to slide it here to the 3rd fret, which many of you have a dot here. So I'm going to slide it up here, but then I need to keep my fingers planted where they were. So again, here's where we started, and now you're going to slide up and put your finger here. See how that works? It's like you're taking the nut and sliding it up here. And when you play that,
Wait, so there's a fret in that?
there you go. Yes.
Do you want us to like press the strings
Yes.
down?
Yeah. You want to press the strings down. And again, you're only going to play 3 strings. It sounds like this. Just press that down really good. You'll have to get your fingers to come down on the strings pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, here's what you're going to go for. Watch this. So you're going to play this. And then you're going to slide up, back down. Okay? Try that a couple of times. Let's see how Kayla does with that.
It's like this?
So you don't need to actually hold down when you're down here. You can just let this guy float. Play that. It's like an E minor. And slide up. There you go. That's it. Now, it's going to hurt for now because you're actually starting. This is different than the chords that we learned before. All of those chords are a little bit easier. But this kind of power chord stuff, then I'm going to move it up again to the, it's the 2nd dot, which is the 5th fret. So keep the shape. You're not moving the shape at all. All right, so the 1st pattern is here, 2nd one is here, and the 3rd one is here. It's going to feel very cumbersome and awkward here at first.
3rd one is here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now, here's what I just taught you. Listen to this. Now that sounds cool. Here's the strumming pattern that's going to go with it. And again, you can always go back and rewind this video and catch this. I am doing something that's called a palm mute. So here's what I want you to do. So the power chords that I just taught you, just pause on that for a second. And I want you to take the flesh part of your palm right here. And I want you to place it right down here near the bridge. Just enough. Let's see if I can get this on camera better. Just enough, about like that. Just enough so that instead of, if I were just to play this open, you want the sound to be dampened just a little bit. Hear the difference? You don't want to have your palm all the way on it because then it sounds like this. So you could do this, back up your palm. And there's a sweet spot in there. It's called palm muting. Palm, as in palm, muting. Okay? And if you guys have questions, you can ask as we go. So here's how the palm muting works. If you hold this down, and I'm not even gonna do a chord, so I'm not even gonna use my left hand at all. I'm just gonna end up doing. I'm just playing one string. Ta, ta. tap, 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 tap. Try that with me. Good. Let's stop there. Now, when you add these power chords, you can do it like this. And again, you're going to palm all three of these, and you're only playing 3 strings. Again. Okay, you can do this for a long time, but the beautiful part of this, it doesn't take much brain power because you're just moving the same pattern all over again. But the more and more you get comfortable with this pattern, it's kind of the rock style playing that a lot of guitar players like to do. So when you do this, you can actually move the power chord pattern anywhere you want. You can also play it on the A string as well. So it also works. Like we were doing all of that pattern using these 3 strings here. 1, 2, 3. Well, you actually can do the same thing using the next set of 3 strings. 1, 2, 3. And those power chords, again, and these work anywhere on the neck. Like I can just pick a place. I won't even look. We'll just go right here. So again, look how I'm doing this. And this one's going to be slightly different, folks. Slightly different in that, again, you're only playing 3 strings. It's this string, and this string. You're not playing this one. Okay? And the shape of the power chord stays exactly the same. But you'll notice I'm taking my index finger. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing with my index finger. Do you notice what it's touching? It's touching the top string. And what it's doing is it's actually muting that top string. And so when I play, I don't have to be as careful about hitting, not hitting that top string. I'm actually, that's the top string, but muted, okay? Whoops.
Wait, so it's like this for the 8? What?
You can go anywhere on these 3 strings,
With the
same shape.
Like this?
Yep. Remember, this guy has to come way back here. Okay. There you go. And then this finger right here mutes that top string. Okay? So you can come back to this and practice it. There you go. Try it again. That's it. That's it. And so this is what some people, they like to play. Come on, Kayla. Okay, I'm thoroughly embarrassing her now. But that's the power chords. Now, if you learn that, here is the pattern that you want to end up learning. It is the 12-bar blues. Okay, so I just taught you the power chords. And all this is going to be on the notes later. But you're going to do something that's called the 12-bar blues. Now, pay close attention. The 3 chords you're going to use are E, A, and B. E, A, B. Right, here, let me write this down for you. Okay? It's E, A, B. E. It's going to actually be, you know what I can do? I can do this. So, I should have done this in advance. Watch this. So it's going to be E for 4 bars. All right? There's E for 4 bars. I hope that came across okay. And then it's going to be A for 2 bars. Okay? And then you're going to go back and do E for another 2 bars. Now, that is a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's halfway through the 12-bar blues. No, I'm sorry. It's 2/3 of the way through. Here's the last 4 chords. You ready? Or the last 4 bars. Then it's going to go B, A, E. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you guys are going for like a water break. Okay. And then you're actually going to repeat that at the end, the whole thing. Oh, look at that. It gave me a smiley face when I did that. So disregard the smiley face at the end. But here's how it's going to sound. Just listen first, okay? So it's going to be... to A. Back to E. I'll show you B here in a second, but it's a power chord. A, E. And it starts all over again. My last chord that I played there was an E. So the first E that you're playing is this first power chord that I showed you, okay? That's the first 4 bars. So the first 4 bars, you're going to palm mute, and you're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you switch to A. Now here's how you do the A. Same thing. It's like an A sus that we learned in the very first lesson, but again, we're using these 2 fingers instead. And you're just going to palm mute, and you're going to play these strings. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. These 3 strings. It's going to be, yes, on the 2nd fret. Okay? So we're going to do that for 2 bars. Okay? So it sounds like this. 1, 2, A, go. Okay? And then it goes back to E again. Now, here's the B. B, you have not learned a B chord yet at all. This is just the B power chord. Okay? So, you're going to take your 2 fingers again, and you're going to put them up on the 4th fret, just like all these other power chords. Your index finger is going to come over here, and if you can, mute that top string there. But, and again, all of these are on the notes, and these pictures are on the notes as well.
So it's the same strings as the A chord.
So same strings as the A chord, but it's played right here where Kayla just did it. That's it. All right? And you're only going to play that for 1 measure right here like this. 1, 2, ready, go. And then you're going to slide down to an A, and when you slide back down to A, you just do this. Watch my fingers. You're going to come down like this and release. So again, here's your B. I can't play and hold it at the same time. I don't have a strap on. So you're going to play the B here, and then you're going to slide down to an A. It should sound like this. I'm going to start on the B. Ready? 1, 2, B, go. A, E. Back to B. There's the B. So the last measure of the 12-bar blues is this B chord. Now, the B is going to be the most difficult chord out of the 12-bar blues. So let me ask you a question. Are you going to practice the E chord more, the A chord more, or the B chord more? The B chord. And the reason you want to practice the B chord is because it's the one that you're most unfamiliar with. Okay? So again, if I were to show you where the B chord is, it's just like these power chords that we were doing before. But it's positioned here on this string, and this string. That's the B chord. Now, I want you to put your guitars down for a second, and I'm going to show you how the pentatonic scale can be layered on top of a 12-bar blues, okay? So the way this works is Kayla's going to play this with me. Okay. She's going to play the 12-bar blue part, okay? And then I'll start soloing on the 2nd round, okay? And we're going to make plenty of mistakes. So we're going to go about this tempo. All right. So hopefully you're just listening. All right. This is how the 2. Remember the pentatonic scale from last session. If you didn't, go back to session 4. Make sure you learn that scale. That's what we're going to incorporate here. Okay. All right, so here it comes. We're going to do the 12-bar blues. Let's slow it down a little bit.
Okay, the A is this thing, right?
Oh, so the A is going to just pop up here.
Oh, okay. And then the B is, okay.
And then the B is up here. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, let me count off. Okay, we're going to start together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now A, 5, 6, back to E, 7, 8. Now the B. I think that's 9, 10, 11, 12. So she came right back in on the E, which is awesome. That's exactly what you want to do. So if you don't get the B chords right now, it's okay. Just practice this week, okay? Here's what the pentatonic scale sounds on top of that. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. I shouldn't throw that fancy stuff in, sorry. That's the B. Good. All right, you get the idea though, okay? High five. You did awesome. She did awesome, didn't she? It's hard when you first learn something and all of a sudden the teacher's like, here, do this command performance. But you can see kind of how that works together, that pentatonic scale, okay? Let's practice this. We're gonna move on. So again, you can always come back, but I want you to learn the 12-bar blues this week using those power chords and learning the palm mute. I've thrown a lot at you because it's a totally different style of playing. But if you were bored or you're getting bored before, you probably won't be bored this week. But that'll kind of get you going in the right direction of this rock style playing. Okay, power chords, pentatonic scale. How about we pause for a second? Can I give you the life lesson?
Sure.
They have not been playing, so. All right, here is the lesson. We have a light show going on.
Yeah, why did they
I don't know why the lights keep going on and off. It probably means we have a bulb that we need to replace. That's on me. Okay, so the life lesson is this. So just put your guitar down for a second. The life lesson is this. And we've been doing all of these as F words. The F words have been forgive your mistakes. That was in lesson 1. Lesson 2 was be faithful in the small things because they lead to bigger things later. The third one was follow instruction. Like make sure you're following instruction in people like in your life, but also with music. And then the fourth one was focus before fluency, meaning focus before fluency means go slow and correct, and then don't try to speed it up so fast that you start getting a bunch of mistakes and then your quality goes down. Make sure you remember that graph that we talked about last time. So focus before fluency. And then this week, I want to share the F word. It is fun. 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 Make sure that what you're doing is bringing joy to you. And so music's like, yes, there's a lot of work, but eventually it will be fun if you put the work into it. And so there's a passage in the Bible that says this. This is Proverbs 17:22. A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Okay? A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up bones. So no one likes to go to music lessons over and over again, and you're like, you know what? This is sucking the life out of me. I'm not really enjoying it. It's not very much fun. I have now given you the building blocks so that you can start having fun. It is really fun to play songs like, but there's a lot of building blocks before you get to that part, okay? So the fun part is what I want you to work on. When you get frustrated this week and you're like, you know what? I just can't get the palm mute thing down. here's what I want you to do. Go back to and have some fun for a little bit, okay? But maybe with a guitar that's in tune.
Yeah.
I think my guitar is having some humidity issues as of late. Okay, that's the end of the life lesson. Fun. Make sure you have some fun because you don't want to be a crushed spirit and your bones are going to dry up and be like, I'm not going to do this anymore. Okay. Pentatonic Scale. 2 octaves this week. So
you're screaming.
I know I shouldn't be screaming. I'm only going to show you the pentatonic scale here, and then we're going to talk about capos just for a very little bit, okay? And if you don't have a capo, don't worry about it, because I'm going to show you what the capo does in our next lesson and give you some math to figure out and show you how it can actually open up a lot of stuff for you. Okay, so the pentatonic scale, I hope you can see this right here. Right here. We're actually going to begin this scale instead of on the first thickest E string, or we're going to start on the A string here, but on the 7th fret. Okay, so do you see the box here? This note, that note, and this should all look exactly the same as last week. Okay, so what we learned last week was starting on the E string anywhere down here, I think is what we said. But instead of starting the scale here, we're actually going to start it here. And it's the same pattern, okay? So just to review, last week it was this. Hopefully you learned that this last week. If you didn't, you can go back and review it. It's the same thing, except we're starting on this string. Not this one, but one down. And it should sound like this. Same exact pattern. Okay, actually, I started in the wrong place. We're going to be on the 7th fret. Do you know where I just played that? What fret is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the 5th. I have to go up 2 more. 6, 7. We're going to start here on the 2nd string down from the top, okay? And it should sound, did you want to play it? I think she played it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Should I play this now?
Uh-huh. That's the 1 octave scale of pentatonic. What I want to teach you is the next part of the scale, okay? So let's assume you've played that part of the scale. Follow with me. I want you to play the last note in that scale. Okay, it should be right here. Instead of playing it with your ring finger, what I want you to do is go down a note to where it's the 2nd note just before that. It's right here. Okay? You're actually going to slide and play the last note with your index finger. That's it. So it's going to look like this. You ready? Watch my fingers once. Oops. I'm starting here. I started on the wrong note. That's where I'm starting. 2nd string. See how I move my finger up here? The reason you want to do that is because it's going to set you up for the next pentatonic scale on the next set of strings, which is like this. See how I did that? And you can't do that unless you actually slide up and set yourself up for it, okay? So do me a favor. Play your pentatonic scale and end. Stop on this note and then slide up right there on that note. That's where you're going to start the next one. Go ahead and try it. Slide. Okay. Now the next pattern is like this. Whoops. Okay. So you're going to play here. And then you're going to go 4 frets, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So same pattern as the lower one.
Oh.
That's it. And now this next pattern is you have to take your index finger and actually move it here. So go ahead and find that note. And then you're going to play the 3 notes in order just like last time. That's it. And then you finish off the pattern. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah, I know your guitar is a little out, but that's the right note. When you play the whole thing together, here's how it should sound. So just listen once. Don't play. Have you guys stopped playing? Stop playing?
That's so funny.
I know, haha. Okay, here we go. It's going to sound like this. Whoops. That's the first note. 7th fret. Okay? And then what you can do, and again, you can rewind this video easily. You can come back down like this. Let me get my pick going down. And you want to alternate pickings back and forth. So notice what I had to do. To jump down to the lower octave, I had to slide my finger back down, my index finger, okay? So you want to try that with me, Kayla? We'll see how quickly we can pick this up. This is hard to do first out of the gate. So if you make mistakes on this week, it's okay. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Slide. Good. Let's come back down. 1, 2, ready, and. Let's go all 3 of those notes in between. Good. And on this one, you actually want to use your pinky finger. That's pinky finger right there. Pinky finger, index finger. Good. And then slide. That's good. Now, if you learn that scale right there, you can actually improvise over the 12-bar blues for 2 octaves. So Kayla's going to play. This is how it would go. And I tell you what, I'm going to upload a video that will loop over and over again the 12-bar blues. And if you want to learn how to improvise over the 12-bar blues this week, I'll loop myself playing the... Or I'll find another video because there's probably a gazillion out there. If not, I'll make you one, okay? You want to try to improvise a little? Just play the scale. Not improvise, just play the scale. All right, here's how it would go. Teacher, student. Now, it's a little reversed, okay? I'm going to go ahead and play the rhythm part. Ready? 1. What tempo do you want to do? Da, da, da,
yeah.
Da. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Keep going. Oh my God, yes, she made it.
That was not good.
No, it's all right. So the first time you do it, it may turn out just like that, and it's totally good because it's your first crack at it. And remember the first lesson from the very first session? What was it?
Yeah.
The F word.
Failure.
Well, kind of. What do you do with failure? You need to
Find it.
That's another F word.
Forgive it.
Yeah, you need to forgive your mistakes. Okay. So the way that I would practice that is just get that down. Again, we're giving you a light show because our lights are going off. But if you learn that pentatonic scale, two full octaves. Whoops. Starts here. Whoops. Guess who made a mistake? All right. But if you learn that, it'll lead to some of the leading and improvisation that you will end up doing. And when you get really tired of learning that scale, just go back to something fun. Or, okay.
That's what I like.
Now, I was going to teach you another song, but we're going to save that for next time. And then we're also going to save capos for next time. So here's what I want to teach you about capos. You don't necessarily have to run out and get one of these, but if you want, and there's different kinds. Here's 2 different kinds, okay? There's all different kinds of capos. Some of them you're going to pay more money for, and then other capos aren't the right kind for your guitar. So what I've done is I put links on the notes that if you want a capo or you don't have one, I put like a nicer one. I think it's maybe $20, and it might be a little bit more. I can't remember exactly. And then there's another one that is kind of more of a standard, probably around $10. I'm going to show you the difference between the two, so you can decide if you want to get a capo. But what the capo does is it actually moves the nut of your guitar anywhere. So let's say the easy chords that you learned so far in session 1 through 4, like G, C, D. Basically what you can do is, what would happen if you shorten the guitar and the nut lived here? So you can take your capo and you can place your capo on the guitar like that. And it's like my new nut is going to be right here at this fret. So now all I have to do is play a G chord here. Just like I was playing the G chord down here, I'm playing a G chord here, and it's in a totally different key. Whoops. Not the key of terrible, though. Is that a little too high? You can come down to here. Oh, no, you want to go super high? I'm going to go way up here. So the ability the capo gives you is you can play in any key, but just know a few chords. So the really nasty chords that you would have to learn, like bar, and I'm going to teach you some bar chords and what they mean next in our last session 6 after this. A bar chord is about the only way you can play like a B flat or an E flat. Or
how do you take it off in the middle of a song?
Good question. We're going to talk about that next time. Here's the differences between the capo, just real quick, and then we're going to let you guys go. All right? You'll notice that, can I hold this here? Sorry, Kayla. Okay. So this one has a spring right here with a tension changer here. And so I actually can change the amount of torque or tension. I guess it's not torque, it's just tension of this coming down on my finger. Just like, what else would you adjust? That I can't think of anything that you would adjust, but just know that this capo allows you to do that. And these are the more expensive capos, all right? And then this capo, you'll notice the type of spring that it has. See this? Much more simple. No adjustment, but it does exactly the same thing. But there's no tension adjustment on it. Why would you want to adjust the tension? Well, some guitars, if you press down harder, it changes just the intonation just a little bit. And you actually, if you have the capo down like this, and you play a G chord, the G chord is actually going to sound a little out of tune. You actually need to readjust some of your tuning pegs up here to get it to sound true in that particular key. And so the high-end guitarists are like, no, I want just the right amount of tension. I don't want it to be uber strong, but it's got to be enough so that it's holding down the strings. It's a little bit gentler on your guitar as well, depending on the thickness of your guitar. So these are the more high-end ones. Again, I put links to this kind. These are the lower-end ones. And then I did not bring my classical guitar down, but if you have a classical guitar with nylon strings and the neck is really thick, you need a totally different kind of capo. You cannot just run out and buy an acoustic electric guitar capo. And some electrics, if you're working with an electric guitar, some electrics don't play well with some of the particular capos that are out. So make sure you know what you're getting when you buy it, and that's why I provided the links for you. But we're going to talk about some of the math between the different keys, how that works. We're going to learn some bar chords next time, like or. Notice what I'm doing. What is this becoming?
Okay.
It's just like the capo. Barre chords. You like that little light show? I should play the light show. Okay, so we're gonna learn some bars next time. We're gonna learn more about the capos, and I'm gonna wrap things up for session 6. Okay. Hopefully you've had a good time. Hopefully Kayla's had a good time. Have you had fun?
Hey, I only yawned 4 times this time.
I know, only 4 this time. We should go back and do a yawn count each video. I should have like a little bubble that comes up, like a yawn alert.
Okay.
All right, appreciate you guys. Keep practicing this week. If your fingers are hurting, that's a good thing. Again, pick up your guitar for 5 minutes, set it down, come back to it 15 minutes later, play for 5 minutes, and make sure you're having fun while you're doing this too, okay? All right, Brian and Kayla signing off. Bye.